Hey, what's going on guys, Crazy here, back into NMS Sky, and if you didn't pay attention, we have a bunch of new updates and hotfixes to the NMS Sky cross-platform update. As you may or may not know, there's been a bunch of problems to the game for the past few days. It definitely affects my game, and this has to be like the most problematic update that I've seen up until now, and that's putting it lightly because I wasn't able to play that much for the past few days because of all of the crashes that are happening. So that's basically what you're seeing, kind of like a lack of content on the channel. But nonetheless, let's jump right in with all of the details and all of the new additions, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up on it would be super awesome. Let's begin with the most recent patch 2.52.1, which introduces a number of fixes for AMD GPUs, Windows 7 users, among other crash fixes in there as well. And if you've been playing NMS Sky crossplay update on an AMD GPU the past few days, it's very likely that you've noticed some really poor performance, a ton of bugs, maybe even freezes or complete crashes of the game, and that is apparently an AMD GPU specific problem that Hello Games has been reporting to be aware of, which is why they have also announced that they are working with AMD to fix them on a driver level. So expect an AMD driver update for your GPUs in the upcoming days, maybe next week at most, that will address, at least in part, some of these crash fixes that AMD users are reporting. But in the meantime, you are recommended to roll back on your previous drivers 20.4.2, which can be found in this link right here, and I'm also going to post the link in the description box down below so you can follow it. Anyway, we have another fix for Windows 7 users who are unable to connect at the online servers at all, and if you're one of these players, there's a few options that you have. You can of course go in and update to the most recent Windows 10 and get like the latest update that includes the security updates that are required to connect to the online servers in the first place, or otherwise you can install some of the service packs for Windows 7, and there is a link here in this that I'm going to post that you can follow in order to update that on Windows 7 as well. And I definitely recommend you not upgrading just yet in case you're thinking that you might be able to connect to the online servers, because I'm on Windows 10, the latest version, including the latest version for NMS Sky that was posted today, and I am still unable to connect to the online servers myself, and I haven't tested it on the PS4, but I'm assuming that it works over there. So just like wait for a little bit longer until it actually goes live on all of the platforms, and there's a bunch of fixes in there as well before you change your operating system altogether. But there's also a bunch of other fixes in there, like a rare networking crash related to base building, and finally a crash related to broken ships. On top of this, we also have the patch from a few days ago, 2.52, that also attempted to fix some of the problems with the cross-platform as well as other online issues, including crashes related to cross-platform matchmaking, which is something that I believe affects most of the people's installations right now. On top of these, there's a ton more that we should expect, including networking issues that could occur when looking up cross-platform profile data of other players. This could oftentimes cause issues, including crashes of the game entirely. Another one is for Steam lobbies not correctly syncing data between friends. Adding a friend from the nearby players list now requires a confirmation, so that person has to actively accept your friend request in order to be added into your friends list to begin with. You can also start using the invite command, as it now works with cross-platform players, and there's a bunch of other fixes not relating to these, including for example space station NPCs that would become desynchronized, so that was fixed in that patch. And we also have some issues that were relating to network replication of creature bait, like for example going into the space anomaly and being able to like throw a ton of creature bait, and that was also fixed, so you can no longer throw bait in the space anomaly, even though I kind of wish that Hello Games kept it. Finally, we have a bunch of others, fixed an issue that could cause Xbox specific options to appear on other platforms, and finally Xbox specific issues that caused several languages to default to UK English. But these are basically the updates. Of course, expect them to drop on the consoles in just a few more hours up until they get certified by Sony and Microsoft. But basically this has been by far the worst update for me, at least from a technical point of view, because for the past few days I am basically unable to play online. I am not seeing any player online, even though my internet connection is obviously active, even though everything is working fine, my multiplayer is activated. I'm also experiencing a ton of crashes and freezes of the game, though I will say this, some of these fixes did help. Like for example, I wasn't even able to log in the game in the first place without fully disabling my online connection and either like turning off the connection or taking out the cable, but in this case with the newest update this was fixed, though I'm still experiencing two freezes at the beginning of the game when I'm just starting it. One of them is in the loading screen when you're seeing like all of the stars and the universe. That's the first one, and the second one is as soon as I get in the game and after like 5 to 10 seconds the game again freezes for a number of seconds. But if you also experience this, just wait for a little bit longer, and after this point you shouldn't experience any other freezes at all. I've been playing about half an hour at this point and I haven't experienced any of them yet, and I've been doing so for the past like couple of days since these updates were available on the experimental branch. Anyway, this is it with the updates. Hopefully more are going to follow soon. In the meantime, as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.